What if I told you that your brain holds the key to unlocking a life of confidence and self-love? Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of neuroscience to discover how you can rewire your brain for a healthier self-image. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, we are going inside. And I'm going to welcome you to this episode, emphasizing the transformative power of understanding the neuroscience behind self-worth. And just to simplify it, we are just talking about how rewiring your brain can unlock your life of confidence and self-love. Let's get it. Hello and welcome to Hello Vibes Meet Elevation, the podcast where empowerment meets transformation. I am Crystal Jackson, your guide to reconnecting with your authentic self. We are overcoming life challenges and raising frequencies to new heights. Each week, guys, we will dive into deep self-empowerment tips, personal stories, and thought-provoking topics that will challenge your mindset, boost your confidence, and ignite your purpose. If you are ready to elevate your life, tune in and let's rise together right now, today. Let's go. Let's go. Of course, we start with the opening quote or the thought of the day. Self-worth comes from one thing, and that is thinking that you are worthy. David M. Brooks said it best. Yes, I second that emotion and follow up with self-worth is a belief that can be cultivated. Believe that. And that's Crystal Jackson. All right, my vibers and vibettes. The first part is defining self-worth. So we're going to understand the importance of self-worth and the difference between that and self-esteem. So self-worth is the recognition of one's intrinsic values independent of achievements, social status, or external validation. While this is often used interchangeably with self-esteem, they differ in critical ways. So self-esteem is typically based on judgment about one's abilities or achievement, such as feeling good because of external success, right? In contrast, self-worth is more stable, unconditional. It's the sense of personal values that exist even without validation from accomplishments or others' opinions. So it's basically the understanding that we have worth simply by existing. And this is separate from performance or comparison with others. All right, so now that we understand now that we understand the difference between worth and esteem, and that there is a difference, and that they're sometimes used interchangeably, we can move on to my part, my favorite part. And this is the operation behind it all. That's what I like to get down to. I want to know the how, the whys, the whens, the where's, the why. You could talk to me all day, you could tell me self-worth is important. You could tell me it connects to your brain, but how? And once I understand the science of it, once I'm aware of something, I know how to make steps towards it. You know what I mean? Like you could tell me something, and I'm not saying I don't trust you, but I control what's on my plate. So if you feed me something, I'm going to control my portions. What I mean is, I'm going to go do my research so I can get an understanding. You know what I mean? Because what you eat don't make me shit. So I would like to see it from my eyes and my perspective. It's nothing worse to me than somebody telling me something or giving me something that somebody else gave them without them doing the research just because somebody told them. You know what I mean? How do you come to understand this? What does this mean to you? So that's mainly where I'm at. So let's talk about the neuroscience. All right. Neuroscience perspective. How self-worth connects to brain activity. I'm sorry, that music was not supposed to be that loud. All right, guys. Again, neuroscience perspective, how self-worth connects to brain activity. So, the neuroscience sheds light on how our self-perception is deeply connected to brain function. Now, guys, the research indicated that the brain's default mode network, capital DMN, D is in default, M is in mode, N is in network. It indicates that our brain, DMN, which includes areas like the medial prefrontal cortex and the posterior cingulate cortex, activates during self-referential thinking. Essentially, when we think about ourselves or process personal value judgment. Yeah, so studies suggest that when we hold positive or compassionate thoughts about ourselves, these regions are engaged in ways that can reinforce self-worth. Whereas negative or self-critical thoughts, they activate these areas in ways that can reduce self-worth. You feel what I'm saying? So moreover, neuroimaging studies reveal that self-affirming beliefs can strengthen neural connections associated with positive views, creating more resilient pathways that enhance confidence and worth over time. In contrast, repetitive self-criticism can reinforce negative thought patterns. And this, my friend, is linking to areas of the brain involved in emotional regulation and stress responses, such as the amygdala, the amygdala, 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 and the insular cortex. All right, guys, it's amygdala. I just went and Googled the pronunciation, amygdala, and the insular cortex. I'm just being honest. So, I mean, I know a lot, but I don't know everything, I ain't perfect, all right? So by developing positive self-worth, individuals may increase their brain's resilience to negative self-evaluation patterns. Essentially, y'all, is rewiring the brain for greater self-compassion and acceptance over time. Now, this understanding, this highlights the importance of cultivating self-worth, not only for mental well-being, but also for your neurological health. So as self-worth impacts both our thoughts and the physical structure of our brain, it's definitely up to us to rewire once we become aware. Now, guys, we're going to move on to part 2, how negative self-perceptions form. Part 2, how negative self-perceptions form. First, we're going to talk about early experiences, and the second, the impact of social media. So, guys, now you know what I'm going to say. This is something I'm very passionate about and very repetitive, okay? Our sense of self-worth is profoundly shaped by our early experiences, including childhood interactions, social reinforcements, and trauma. So when we repeatedly encounter experiences or messaging that suggests they are not good enough or are not loved or compared negatively to others, what you think will happen? Their brain going to begin to form neural pathways based on these perceptions. Like, for example, a child who grows up in an environment lacking warmth and affirmations may develop a self-concept that internalizes these negative signals, leading to a long-standing belief of inadequacy or unworthiness. Repeated thoughts and experiences strengthen these neural pathways, making these beliefs feel natural and deeply ingrained, y'all. These patterns forms the basis of a negative bias, where the brain prioritizes negative thoughts over positive ones. And trust me, studies show that these neural patterns contribute to the reinforcement of low self-worth and are very difficult to change without conscious effort, as the brain tends to repeat what it already knows. And real quick, guys, something I think I said in another episode. Our brain is trained for survival. So whatever our brain feels comfortable with, it's not going to motivate itself. Like, For instance, if you feel like you're tired and you come home and you're like, oh gosh, I'm tired, your brain is going to automatically say lay down or sit down. You have to retrain it. You have to, okay, I'm home, I know I'm tired, but you know what, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do anyway. You just have to retrain your brain, because otherwise it's going to do what it knows to already do. You know what I mean? Without any training. So once you become aware and conscious of these type of things, especially more breaking down the neuroscience of it, then you're one step ahead. All right, now we're going to talk about the impact of social media. And now, my friends, we have moved to the impact of social media. And guess what, Christy? You're canceled. The culture canceled you. No, I'm just joking. We're going to have to make an episode about the cancel culture. We got to. I got to. Anyways, okay. So, y'all, in today's digital age, social media adds another layer of influence on self-perception. Do we know this? Platforms designed to attract engagement through likes, comments, and shares. This affects our dopamine levels. That's why, that's kind of how this whole thing was built. I did the whole research on how Facebook even came about. It took them years to do this, but they started to see patterns. Our dopamines, how we needed these likes and shares. And even if you post something, you get off of Facebook, you want to go back on and see if somebody liked it or commented or shared. That is your dopamines. And that is kind of one of the basis of them creating these platforms. That was the whole, oh, we're going to get these motherfuckers, you feel me? And it worked. The brain is dopamine, is the neurotransmitter, and it's linked to rewards and pleasure. So every like that you get can create a temporary spike in dopamines. Just imagine the shit people do for likes sometime. Come on, it'd be ridiculous. What other reason, what else can you come up with to validate this type of behavior? You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, so the absence of validation can lead to a dip. Okay, this can lead to a constant cycle of seeking external approval. For sure, we know this. You got women on there and men, it just, look. Anyways, this further affects how individuals view their self-worth over time. Reliance on social media for validation. This can reinforce self-doubt and create feelings of inadequacy as social comparison becomes habitual. People get off of social media sometimes because they're so sick of seeing the great things and shit everybody doing, even though it has been proven that a lot of that stuff be fucking fake. Now, again, I'm not the judgmental type. I have my opinions, but I'm not the judgmental type. So we're all different. Me, I move in my own lane. When it's my time, it's my time. I'm okay with seeing it all. You know what I mean? I don't even sit there and be like, they fake and they this and that. I don't care. When I get on social media, it's for entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? Or to raise vibrations collectively, to market my business, whatever it is. It's not to figure out who's doing what, and everybody's not like that. Sometimes that does, more times than not, it does impact people's perception of themselves and their work. So, I'm not going to act like it's crazy or anything. That is how this whole platform was built. I'm telling you, do the research. Research indicated that frequent use of social media correlates with increased anxiety, lower self-esteem, as people often feel they don't measure up to idealized representations of others. The brain's response to perceived rejection, fewer likes, negative comments, this can mirror actual social rejection, compounding feelings of low self-worth. And let me tell you something, and this is the gossip, baby. I don't get no likes. And I don't care. I didn't even know likes was important. I promise you. Until somebody says something to me like that, nobody be liking your stuff. And I was like, I don't care. I don't post it for people I post it because I like it. But once you start to put yourself out there and it's about business, then the likes do matter. So that I understand. When you're trying to build a business or something, I understand, because the likes changes the algorithm and it boosts your posts, and people are able to see, you can engage with people who are more likely to connect with you on your business, or they like some of the stuff you do. You know what I mean? When it comes to that. But just to be seen and known, I'm sorry, I don't know. I could post something all day on Facebook. I I get like maybe 2 or 3 likes. And I don't care, okay, hey. It is what it is. I'm not going no far distance for no like or no comment or none of that. Even though it is about my business and it does help. I just keep posting and keep posting and keep posting, and those who's supposed to see it, they'll see it. And when it's my time, it'll be my time, and I just have to trust that. And that's where I'm at with it. All right, guys, we're going to move on to part 3, rewiring the brain for self-love and confidence. Let's get it. Part 3, rewiring the brain for self-love and confidence. We're going to talk about neuroplasticity and strategies for rewiring. All right, when we speak of neuroplasticity, fortunately for us, the brain's capacity for change is known as neuroplasticity. And this allows us to form new neural connections that can reshape thought patterns and increase self-worth. See, the neuroplasticity, it enables the brain to reorganize itself by strengthening certain pathways and forming new connections, often through deliberate, repeated positive thoughts and behavior. And guys, if you want to know more about this, I really suggest that you guys do some research on this, because there's some good shit here. So through practices like mindfulness and cognitive behavioral exercises, we can recognize and interrupt negative thoughts patterns, replacing it with affirming beliefs. For instance, when we consciously choose to replace self-criticism with self-compassion or practice gratitude, we engage in parts of the brain linked to the positive reinforcement. And guys, over time, these repeated practices, they help form new pathways that reduce negative biases and support a healthier self-concept. So, additionally, practices like positive visualization and affirmations, they have been shown to stimulate neural pathways associated with confidence and self-worth. And you know I ain't bullshitting, because I done made a few episodes on it. I really want you to get this point across. So this helps to reinforce positive beliefs. And techniques that foster emotional regulation can also support individuals in moving away from reactive, self-critical thought patterns and help them to approach situations with more self-assurance and resilience. Overall, guys, with conscious effort and consistency, the neuroplasticity allows us to actively reshape the mind and nurture a more self-compassionate perspective, ultimately creating a foundation for healthier self-worth and greater confidence, my friends. That's right. So remember, when we're doing strategies for rewiring, we want to do stuff like mindfulness and meditation. Studies indicate that mindfulness meditation can lead to increased self-compassion and lower levels of anxiety. And this can help quiet the inner critic and promote self-acceptance. Positive affirmations, which I stress. This changes your neural pathways associated with self-criticism. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with them. As a matter of fact, guys, I am not even bullshitting y'all. I got 3 or 4 types of affirmation cards that I have created. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put them out as freebies. I was going to do it anyway, but one of them are in a zip file where it's 25 different pages. And I kind of wanted to put it all on the same, but I got some that's on the same page. But I don't know. It's going to take a lot of paper if we do it that way. But I'll put them both out there. It don't matter. Gratitude journal. This can shift the focus from negative to positive real quick. It fosters a great sense of self-worth as well. The power of gratitude is very, very powerful. Trust me. Because it's kind of the concept of you can't have one without the other. So if you haven't accepted where you at and show gratitude, then you can't get the other, whatever else it is. We'll talk about that in an episode. We call that the polarity, the polar. It's one of the what is that? One of the concepts of the Kabbalah. Can't remember exactly what it's called. I read some of the Kabbalah. I was really into it. I haven't finished it though. But I got a good idea, understanding of it from what I read. And they say you can't give it to nobody. They have to read it and get it themselves. And I tell you, with that Kabbalah, if it gets in the wrong hands and they understand it, I could see where it could go. The 1%ers and all that, I could see that. But it ain't my job to judge, you know. Hey, we was all here for a reason. As long as I'm here doing what I'm doing, collectively raising vibrations, ain't got nothing to say about nobody else. All right. You can do some tongue-tied therapeutic practices like cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, and this helps individuals challenge and reframe negative thoughts about themselves. And those are the 4 different strategies I have listed for rewiring. And guys, this is the last part of the episode. And we're going to move on to the tip of the day, the audience engagement, the outro, and the mantra. All right. Tip of the day. This week, guys, start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself. This simple act can shift your mindset over time. And now I turn to the audience for some engagement. So, guys, what beliefs about yourself do you want to change? Share your thoughts with me on social media or send me a message. Let's support each other in this journey of self-love. Come on now, guys. Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and joining. And if you're looking to dive deeper into your journey of self-discovery, make sure to be looking out for my coaching sessions coming up in January of next year. And don't forget to share this episode with someone who could benefit from a little extra love and support. If you are listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also check out Creations by Us, www.inspiredvibrations.com, for that beautiful, handmade, intentional, positive vibe jewelry. Don't miss out on it. Don't you dare. And remember, guys, your energy is expensive. Be mindful how you use it. And always, always, always protect your energy like the Secret Service protected the president, but not John F. K. And let's close out with the mantra of the day. I am worthy of love, joy, and all good things. I am enough just as I am. Okay? All right, guys. I am going to close it off. Oh, I think I should, some sources, in case you want to look into some stuff. Look into psychology of today. As a matter of fact, guys, on YouTube, if you're listening to this on YouTube, I'll put the sources inside the little column thingy. All right? Well, guys, again, thank you for listening. I know your time is valuable. And I hope I made it worth your while. All right, namaste, my baby. I'll catch you on the next day.